So, what if we can take the trait that makes cancer so hard to treat and use it against it? Hi, my name is Ângela Carvalho, and I'm here to show you the vision behind BIOMEET Therapeutics, to turn cancer instability against it. And our company was created with a goal to contribute to the unmet needs in cancer treatment, specifically for the over 3 million people that every year are diagnosed with hard-to-treat cancers who face high mortality rates. And this is due not only to the lack of effective treatment so far, but also because these tumors resist conventional therapies, a resistance that is often driven by genomic instability. But at BIOMEET Therapeutics, we see genomic instability not as a weakness, but as an opportunity, a unique vulnerability that we can target in cancer to develop tumor-targeted therapies. So, how do we do that? Well, let's look into our DNA. Daily, errors in our DNA are repaired by dedicated repair tools such as proteins and pathways. But in cancer, cancer accumulates damage, and in cancer cells with genomic instability, these repair tools are often broken. So their only way to survive is by relying on additional functional repair systems, and that is their vulnerability. So our proposal is very simple. Let's block that, so that DNA damage accumulates to a point where cancer cells can no longer survive. And this can be done in a selective way because healthy cells don't have these underlying defects, and so they are spared. But we also know by now that targeting just any repair mechanism is not enough. Cancer adapts, it develops resistance, and finds new ways to survive. And if we target secondary systems, that may happen. So if you want to be effective, we need to strike at the core of DNA repair. That's why we are targeting the BRCA1/BARD1 pathway. Why? Because it is an upstream target that also modulates several other repair mechanisms and will give us an amplified therapeutic potential. Not only that, but when we inhibit this pathway, we are also able to attack a mechanism that drives resistance in several standard and targeted therapies. So this is our proposal. We are currently advancing a first-in-class therapeutic candidate, which is a small molecule that has this unique mechanism of action. It is the first to disrupt this central pathway of BRCA1/BARD1. And we have conducted extensive preclinical validation in ovarian, pancreatic, triple-negative breast cancer, and have seen a superior tumor inhibition than the clinically available therapies for the same disease models. We are able to use up to 10 times lower doses in these same studies. And when we combine with the existing therapies, we are able to create a synergistic effect. We reduce their doses, and we resensitize cancer cells to once again be sensible to the treatments they have resisted. So this will translate into a therapy that could be used alone or in combination and could potentially lead to fewer side effects for patients and much higher clinical benefits. We are within the landscape of the DNA damage response inhibitors, which is very appealing because pharma companies continue to significantly bet on this, even when they have several competitors for the same target. So here we differentiate ourselves in 3 different ways. 1, we are addressing an untapped target so far. 2, we modulate several of the other targets for which there are currently inhibitors being developed. And 3, we also target the mechanism that is responsible for resistance in PARPs. We have global market estimates considering the cancers in advanced stages where we already have proof of concept, and we see pancreatic cancer as a clinical priority to reach the market. So our business model is focused on the discovery and development of new drug candidates to perform their clinical validation and then license them to pharma companies, which over the last few years have continued to bet on these sort of inhibitors. So to do that, our focus is to perform the first in-human studies, and for that we are currently implementing an AI-driven optimization to accelerate our process, also to start working on future additional assets. And for the next year, our milestones will be to file new IP and also to reach a preclinical candidate that will be ready for the regulatory studies. We have been very lucky to have found such a supportive ecosystem so far. We have been supported by Portugal Ventures, the great ecosystem in Porto, also now we're a part of PBio, and these dedicated partners have also supported our brilliant team that brings together deep expertise in oncology, drug discovery, and business, and we also count on two excellent advisors who bring their expertise in VC and pharma. So ultimately, our focus as a team is to bring this therapeutic to patients, is to improve their survival and their quality of life, and contribute to the mission of beating cancer. Thank you.